Good morning, I'm Kristen Folletti and welcome to News Desk on SiliconANGLE TV for Wednesday, March 20th, 2013. Here's your SiliconANGLE Daily Roundup. Apple has dealt another blow to Adobe, this time with a high-profile executive poaching. In an unusually abrupt manner, Kevin Lynch resigned from his position as Adobe's CTO in order to work for Apple. Adobe won't be filling the Chief Technology Officer position, saying that business unit heads would be responsible for technology development under the leadership of Adobe CEO Shantanu Narayan. But there's no love lost between Apple and Adobe. The companies regularly collaborate together, like their joint efforts to make Photoshop for Retina displays. However, some analysts have suggested that the refusal of Apple to include the Adobe Flash plugin on iOS devices has resulted in the slow death of the once ubiquitous technology. Dan Lyons, otherwise known as Fake Steve Jobs, has resigned from his position as editor-in-chief at ReadWrite. He joined the technology blog last October as the company was undergoing its rebranding effort. Formerly known as ReadWrite Web, it was thought that Lyons' experience as the technology editor at Newsweek and Forbes would enable him to move the company in a new direction. ReadWrite's parent company, Say Media, confirmed his departure, saying that the decision was made by Lyons himself, based on the challenges of telecommuting and the daily distance between he in Boston and the editorial staff located in San Francisco. Lyons gained a legion of fans with his Fake Steve Jobs blog, which he wrote anonymously for over a year. He has taken a new position with HubSpot, a marketing software company. Cisco's latest security enhancement has surprisingly taken them a step backward. Recently, a group of hacking experts reverse-engineered Cisco's Type 4 encryption method, which is based upon a formula developed by the National Security Agency in 2001. Though the old encryption method is newer and more sophisticated than Cisco's Type 5 version of encryption, glaring flaws in its implementation have allowed hackers to use simple computer programs to brute force their way into systems. By attempting billions of passwords per second, hackers have been able to turn the NSA's secure formula into Swiss cheese. And in response, Cisco's Type 5 security update now utilizes an old algorithm with the addition of other security measures, which some believe should have been integrated into the previous encryption method. The latest downgrade comes with a great deal of criticism, not only because of the inherent risk, but because security admins everywhere will need to downgrade their equipment. We've been following the subscription music service arms race, keeping viewers updated on the efforts of Google to create a YouTube-branded music service, as well as Apple's discussions with music labels. We also made note of how curious it was that Amazon wasn't working on its own service. We've now learned that the e-commerce company is indeed working on a solution that will give the millions of Kindle Fire tablet owners access to its own subscription music service, similar to what sector leader Spotify provides. Conversations with music labels have been described as very informal, but with Amazon's technology infrastructure and its Kindle Fire hardware platform, a new music product could be produced and pushed out to consumers quickly once the details are finalized. Spotify is leading the way, but it's still a new company that lacks the branding recognition of Amazon, Apple, and Google. Amazon recently named the most trusted brand, a distinction that it has earned on many occasions throughout the years, will benefit tremendously if it can be the first of the established brands to unveil a subscription service. Some analysts speculate that one of these cash-rich employees could take a shortcut and win the race by acquiring Spotify, although there's been no word on any official buyout conversations taking place. We'll continue to keep you informed on all of the rapid developments. In an apparent attempt to take some of Google's control over internet video streaming, Yahoo appears to be in talks to acquire the popular video site Dailymotion. With 100% of the company's stock being owned by France Telecom, Dailymotion could sell as much as 75% of their company in an arrangement which would value them around $300 million and would open the door to 100% buyout in the future. Similar to Google's YouTube, the majority of Yahoo's internet users come from the Americas, and the acquisition of Dailymotion could help them corner the market on international users. With a strong presence in countries like Turkey and France, Dailymotion has already been financing the creation of high-quality content and syndicating over Yahoo. Although both companies are refusing to comment on the negotiations so far, there's little question as to why Yahoo would want to acquire the video site. We'll be looking for more information on the acquisition as it becomes available. We recently discussed the implications of Twitter's new pull to refresh patent, but that was nothing compared to the real-time social media company's latest intellectual property win. The USPTO issued a patent to Twitter with founders Jack Dorsey and Biz Stone listed as inventors for a messaging service in which users follow each other and sent messages don't have specific recipients, but are rather sent and displayed to those followers by the system itself. In other words, Twitter has successfully patented Twitter. As we mentioned in our previous Twitter IP news coverage, they introduced the innovator's patent agreement last year, which states they'll only use intellectual property defensively as opposed to offensively, using it to prevent competitors from using patent-infringing technology. Does Twitter consider the move by Facebook-owned Instagram that stripped them the ability to display Instagram images within the Twitter stream to be offensive? Could they use this new patent for a defensive response, strong-arming Facebook into providing them with Instagram photos as it used to? It will be interesting to see how Twitter defines the decisions made by competing social media platforms that affect it, and whether or not those definitions evolve over time. We'll be following the story to keep you on top of those latest developments. The 125,000 residents of Olathe, Kansas, became the envy of the rest of the country today as Google announced their first expansion of Google Fiber to the Kansas City suburb. Last year, Google started outfitting homes in Kansas City, Missouri, and the high-speed fiber connection has been a massive hit with users so far. Though Google's expansion has yet to leave the KC metro area, it's clear that they intend on having a significant presence for the future. Google Fiber already provides handsome TV and internet packages at a reasonable $120 per month, and their high-speed internet service is offered at a competitive $70 per month. In addition, those who can't afford a monthly $70 internet bill also have the option to pay a one-time $300 fee to access the internet at no additional cost in the future. There's even rumors of Google offering a potential citywide wireless network. It's clear that Google intends to fundamentally change how the internet is provided. And for the people of Olathe, Kansas, these changes were welcomed with open arms. The Jawbone UP activity tracker is coming to Android. The popular wristband and mobile app has been on the iPhone for 4 months now, and though Android users will not be able to use any of the new social sharing features, they will be able to do anything their friends with iPhones can do. The $130 activity tracking wristband keeps track of your daily steps, sleep patterns, calories consumed, workout routines, and even keeps up with the wearer's moods. This device, however, is not the only of its kind on the market. Not only do Nike Fuel Band, Lark Life, and Fitbit have products to compete with Up, but it appears that cell phone manufacturers are attempting to get into the growing electronic health monitoring business as well. The Samsung S4, for instance, will come with a native app called S Health, which will do many of the things Up can do. And with the addition of a wearable fitness band, users will effectively be able to do all of the things any other workout wristband can do. Microsoft just picked a fight with the world's largest smartphone maker with its new Windows Phone Challenge ad. The 30-second commercial spot, which targets Samsung's current flagship phone, will run during the NCAA men's and women's basketball tournaments. In the ad, a Samsung Galaxy S3 owner is shown giving up her device for a Windows phone, the new Nokia Lumia 920, after seeing the remarkable difference in a side-by-side photo comparison. The relationship between Microsoft and Samsung is complicated. As of late, the companies are acting like corporate frenemies rather than strategic partners. The South Korean device maker revealed the Windows Phone-powered Samsung A S at the Consumer Electronics Show at the beginning of this year, but there's still no official launch date. Samsung's new co-CEO, J.K. Shin, doesn't seem to hold Microsoft in high regard, saying smartphones and tablets based on Microsoft's Windows operating systems aren't selling very well. There is a preference in the market for Android. Will these technology heavyweights continue to work together even as they slug it out, or will they cut ties and go their separate ways? Only time will tell, and when it does, SiliconANGLE News Desk viewers will be the first to know. And that's your SiliconANGLE Daily Roundup for Wednesday, March 20th, 2013. For all the latest in-depth breaking analysis and continued coverage on tech innovation, join us daily at News Desk here on SiliconANGLE TV.